Ethereum reached another all-time high on Wednesday the 3rd, and we're celebrating a consistent bull run since April 2020. But this time, the fundamentals are stronger than ever, and let me tell you why. There were celebrations all around for this new price, but some of the markets were taken by surprise. The DeFi market saw a sudden increase in gas prices, and Bitcoin dominance dipped considerably. Well, in this Beincrypto episode, I'll analyze the fundamentals on the latest bull run and discuss how this impacts the markets and where we think it's going, plus checking in on some social media sentiment and finally a Bitcoin technical analysis. Well, as always guys, like this video and subscribe and never miss another episode of Beincrypto News to get the most relevant updates on the crypto market every Tuesday and every Thursday. Well, starting off, just how bullish are we seeing Ethereum's price action? Let me show you. So if we zoom out here in the ETH versus US dollar price chart, you can see this dip in March where the COVID-19 fear and uncertainty was at its highest point. Now, it looks pretty little now, but I'm sure most of you can remember looking at your portfolio that day and feeling a little pinch of pain. And who knows, maybe you guys bought the dip. Well, soon after, the price continued to increase consistently, resulting in a new all-time high after 3 long bearish years. So it seems as if the global fear of the spread of the virus was just a little blip for Ethereum and did not stop its momentum. In fact, it actually seems like this was unprecedented and chaotic. Insert whatever word you want to describe this crazy time. Actually just boosted the whole industry. I'm going to ask you guys, do you think the coronavirus outbreak actually helped boost ETH to grow to today's levels? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, another important event to mention and to add is that we believe will contribute to the latest ETH bullish trend is that in less than a week, the CME is going to launch ETH futures. So don't loosen your seatbelt just yet. Prepare for more volatility because when Bitcoin was added to CME futures list, it surged. Now here is what to expect from ETH in the market. We're moving on to the 3 main fundamentals that fueled this massive bull run. ETH becoming the 3rd most staked token in terms of staking percentage relative to total supply, just before Cardano and Polkadot, as you can see here. So with only 2% of its total value staked, there are almost $4 billion locked within ETH 2.0's contract. Well, these funds are from early adopters who are eager to participate in the next stage of Ethereum and get some fees in the future. Now mentioning the new ETH 2.0 in the future, this will allow for faster and cheaper transactions. Tackling this problem of expensive gas fees and the networking fee, it can now not sustain the levels of activity. Which in essence, this is a very positive thing, because if the network is being overwhelmed, it means there is demand and people want in. Now, I want to stop you here and ask you what you think your next price target is for Ethereum. If you think it's going to hit 2K soon, let me know in the comments below. As always, like this video to not miss any future comments. So we've spoken about demand now let's not forget the DeFi sector was one of the main reasons why the Ethereum network has exploded in popularity over the last year. Just to mention that the total value locked in DeFi rose from less than $1 billion in early 2019 to $30 billion US dollars currently. This remarkable demand for the Ethereum network products was actually bigger than any of us was expecting. It also created a large echo among institutional investors who are starting to see the true value of the assets. In fact, Grayscale Investments, a leading digital currency and crypto asset management, you may remember the name as we've spoken about it in previous videos, but just to recap, they have over 20 billion assets under management, and they reopened their Ethereum trust to investors and traders after suspending the service in December 2020. So this is a pretty good sign for regulated investors looking to gain additional exposure to a growing asset class, considering that ETH is having a very good year in terms of year-to-date performance against Bitcoin, getting a 120% return year-to-date against 30% from Bitcoin. Round of applause here. Well, last up for today, the Ethereum supply is falling on exchanges. As we have covered beforehand, the scarcity narrative is now moving to Ethereum as it's less available on exchanges. You can see here on the chart that the orange line, ETH reserves on exchanges have actually been decreasing considerably since September 2020. So most of this ETH is being moved to lucrative DeFi services, which provide users with a better investment opportunity, mostly on platforms that will allow assets to be staked or lent to to other users, sometimes bearing interest also. So it could be that people are accumulating somewhere else to cover their high gas fees. But based on the market, we think that this is a market taking advantage of many of the products that DeFi has to offer. So finally, let's talk social media and the effect that all-time high has had on the DeFi markets. Well, this surge in fees cost did not wait to surface, as we reported yet another sharp increase in ETH gas fees and asked you all if this was sustainable. The community also took advantage of this surge in fees to promote other projects which solve the common problems as faster transaction speeds and lower network fees. Grayscale took huge advantage and added 47,000 Ethereum worth almost $87 million US, and we can see their holdings in time over blue and how the price increased in yellow. Now, something tells me that this could be getting ready for the CME futures listing. What do you all think? So here's what we've covered so far. We've covered the social media aspect, the fundamentals, and also Bitcoin's dominance compared to other altcoins. Now it's time for the bonus content, which is a Bitcoin dominance technical analysis. So moving on to Bitcoin dominance, we decided to take a look at this important indicator, since it usually actually is the main driver for altcoins to rise or also to decrease. In this case, the Bitcoin dominance rate continues to crash as the altcoins are really flourishing. We saw that at the beginning of 2021, the price actually started to decrease. It was rejected from 71.5% resistance area, and it actually hasn't reversed yet. All in all, the Bitcoin dominance rate is expected to find a bottom and initiate a bounce upward. Well, we hope you find these insights useful. We've been seeing the whole picture of what's happening with Ethereum. We've seen the recent fundamentals growing and market moves. Also, social media speculation is growing along with gas fees. But the main thing to look ahead for is the CME futures listing. Based on these, the Beincrypto team actually thinks the price could rise in the short term. But I want to hear from you guys if you agree and what your thoughts are. Now, as always, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Beincrypto YouTube channel to never miss another episode of Beincrypto News with me, Jessica Walker. We're bringing content every Tuesday and every Thursday.